What's up everybody, it is I, Hero Vange, welcoming you back to another Pokemon Go PvP Beginner's Guide. This is episode number 3, and today we're gonna talk about the most powerful tool that you have as a PvPer for learning Pokemon Go PvP. So the situation is, you watched episode number 1 of my Pokemon Go PvP Beginner's Guide, and you now know which Pokemon are kinda good for the Great League. You have an idea. You looked at your Pokemon box, you saw that you had multiple copies. Okay, well, which one do I power up? You watched episode 2, and you now know, oh, this one is the best one. Okay, so I'm gonna power up this one. So you started to power up a couple of Pokemon, and you have a team of, let's say, 10 Pokemon, right, that you play around with. You start to feel hype, overconfident a little bit, okay? That adrenaline just coursing, just pumping through your bloodstream, your veins. They about to make another anime about you. You about to be the next Ash Ketchum. Okay, you take a look at your phone. You scroll through your friends list. King Ivy, you not that. So you hit up your friend King. Hey King, wanna battle? And welcome to another video. Yeah, sure dude, let's battle. He wants to battle. He wants to battle me? Oh, you go learn today. This fool doesn't even know. I got like a 99 IV Altaria. You don't even know, boy. And then you lose to King IV. Completely. You got trounced. Okay, he has 3 Pokemon alive. He has 2 shields. Plus, none of his Pokemon have any damage for some reason. You're pissed off, right? Who set me on this path? Who made me waste all my Stardust? It was that new Vange. That dude with the weird haircut. Okay, so you come over to my channel and you're ready to give it to me, alright? In the comments, your videos are trash. I didn't learn a single thing. But then, you see that episode 3 of the Pokemon Go PvP Beginner's Guide is up. And you're watching this now. And the thing is, guys, even if you have the best Pokemon powered up, even if you have max IVs for all the Pokemon that you powered up, right? It's not gonna make you a good PvPer. See, the thing is, if you want to become a good PvPer, a great PvPer, a fantastic PvPer, if you want to become the next Ash Ketchum, I actually don't think that he's that good, right? He kind of sucks. But if you want to become way better than Ash Ketchum, you have to study. You have to research PvP, because it's not a matter of just powering through with your Pokemon. You really have to think, right? And the best place to learn, to study, to research PvP is pvpoke.com. And as much as I want you guys to depend on my channel for the best tips and tricks, I also want you to become independent battlers. I want you to be able to stand up on your own 2 feet, and this is the best tool for learning how to do that. Okay, so let's start off with, which button do I click first? There's a bunch of buttons. There's a bunch of tabs. There's some news down below. Okay, what do I go for first to learn? Okay, the thing is, every month the Silph Arena is going to host a cup, and each cup has its own meta. So each cup is like a new game to play, alright? You want to know which Pokemon are part of the meta, and also which Pokemon are not, right? So yeah, the first thing you want to do is you want to get a bird's eye view of the cup for the month. So you hit rankings, okay? And yes, it will rank the Pokemon. It'll show you number 1, this Pokemon, number 2, this Pokemon. But building a team for the cup is going to require more than just, you know what, I'm gonna grab the top 6 total ownage, right? No, it's gonna require a lot more than that. But it's important that you get a bird's eye view. Oh, these Pokemon are relevant. This one looks strong for the cup. Important thing to note here is that up here on top, you can change the meta, okay? And you want to make sure that you're on the right cup, guys, okay? So make sure that you're on the right thing, you're looking at the right meta, and you're, planning the right stuff, okay? Now, let's just say, for example, right, somebody was hosting an open Great League tournament. So that means use anything you like as long as it's in Great League, okay? Alright, so we have it on all Pokemon here. And I want you to look at the top, I'd say 50, okay? Just look at the top 50. Just look at them, all right? Okay, that looks promising, interesting type of thing. Okay, just like skim through it. Is that English? Yes. Now let's say you were interested in Altaria. Okay, you click on it and it'll show you the best fast moves and charge moves to have. Okay, so right here it says Dragon Breath 96. Whoop, I closed it. Dragon Breath 96.9, and that means that, oh, this one's much better compared to Peck, which has 3%, right? It's much better for this meta, okay? And then for charge moves, it's like, okay, Sky Attack, Dragon Pulse is much better compared to Dazzling Gleam. But before we move on, I want you to know that these movesets, right, they're not set in stone. You can actually use some of the other movesets for specific matchups, sometimes to catch your opponents off guard, right? They were expecting Dragon Pulse, you suddenly threw Dazzling Gleam. Okay, that's a bad example, but yes, sometimes it catches your opponents off guard, and sometimes you want that other charge move to kind of like hit something hard. Now, moving on to the key matchups and the top counters. I want you to know that this is the worst part of this whole box, right? Don't base your decisions on this part right here. What I want you to do is I want you to hit this button right here, Altaria versus all Pokemon. So hit that, it's gonna open up another tab and you get to see more information. Stop right here, scroll back up, okay, check. How many shields are we talking? Usually, you want to test the Pokemon with one shield. Why? Because in most situations, you're not gonna use both shields on one Pokemon. And also, you're not gonna use no shields on your first Pokemon, let's say, right? So, it's kind of like, it's the best way to test one shield situation, but I would suggest looking at all the situations, but for just general testing and just so that you don't get overwhelmed by all the information, just start off with one shield, okay? So one shield over here, one shield over here. Fantastic. Look at the moveset next. Alright, moveset, Dragon Breath, Sky Attack, Dragon Pulse. Actually, if you change these, let's go Dazzling Gleam, Dragon Pulse, and then hit battle, this thing right here, this chart thing, this, what is this, graph? Did I say chart? This graph is going to change, and it's going to change the win rate, it's going to change the lose rate, and the draw rate. And what this is based off is the individual matches, okay? So you can actually tell which moveset is the best by testing this out. See which has the biggest win rate, okay? So let's go back to Sky Attack, because that's actually the much better set, right? Yup, it's the much better set. Okay, so now you know this moveset's the best. Alright, and I have a 77% win rate with one shield. Okay, cool beans. You can now start to check the individual matches. Alright, now this number over here is very important, guys. Very important. That's called a battle rating, okay? And if it's over 500, that means you beat that Pokemon. The farther it is, the higher it is away from 500, the harder you beat it. The lower it is compared to 500, the harder it beats you. If it's exactly 500, that means it's a draw. Now, since you went through the top 50 Pokemon, you have an idea of the important Pokemon, right? The meta Pokemon for this cup. So you can actually just search, let's say, what did we see earlier? Medicham. You can search Medicham, you see that it's 305, right? The battle rating, which means that Altaria loses to Medicham. But I don't want you to take this as what's going to happen 100% of the time if your Altaria faces a Medicham, right? Because in actual battle, you're not gonna come up fresh against each other. You're gonna be making different decisions. You're not gonna be playing like these simulations, right? And your decisions matter the most for PvP. They're gonna change everything. And so the next step is to hit this eyeball here. Click this, it's gonna open another tab and it's gonna show you the battle. It's gonna show you how it goes, how the simulation played it. Right here, you can see something that you can already change, right? Your Altaria blocked a power-up punch, okay? And it took 2 ice punches. That's interesting. But are you gonna do that? Is your opponent gonna go for the bait and get you? There's things that change, right? So don't take that battle rating as 100% law. My Altaria is gonna lose to every single Medicham out there, because there's things that you can change. This simulation, you can actually switch up by hitting sandbox mode. Okay, in sandbox mode, you can actually like play around with this, click some things. Let's say not shield this. You know what? I am not gonna shield that power-up punch. Screw that. Okay, I'm gonna block this second ice punch. Okay, you know what? Block this second ice punch. All right, and that actually lets you get. You see this circle? That means you can throw a charge attack. That actually means that you get to another sky attack, right? And since this is the one shield scenario, right? You actually beat Medicham, but with 1 HP, so it's a little bit sticky. Yes, I know this is a bad example, but it shows you how powerful of a tool this is, because you can simulate different situations, right? Just hit the sandbox mode. What if my opponent threw 3 power-up punches? Okay, what if I had 2 shields? You know what, right? What if I had different IVs, which you can change by hitting advanced here, right? What if I had different IVs? Would that matter? There's just so many things that you can test here. I actually just realized that this Medicham has Psycho Cut, and usually they bring counter. Is that gonna change anything? You can now test it using PV Poke. So that's basically what I do on PV Poke to prepare for a tournament, right? To study up. I basically look at the top 50 here. I check for the best movesets. I run simulations against other important meta Pokemon. You don't want to be running every single simulation because you're gonna lose all your hair. I mean, if you want to, sure. Cool beans, I respect you for it. Are you gonna be able to memorize all of that information? I don't think so. Now, some tips and tricks, right? This thing here, leads, closers, attackers, defenders. I wouldn't pay that much attention to it. Just run overall, because wow, what is this? Zui? Oh my god. Well, something just happened on PV Poke that what the frick happened? It just changed. But yeah, you don't want to pay that much attention to these, because you can actually use a closer as a lead. It depends on your prediction sometimes, but we'll talk about that in a different video, okay? So don't pay that much attention, just run overall, and yeah, just run your simulations there. Another tip, you can look per type. Let's say you wanted to look dragon. Okay, dragon type. Alright, so these are the best dragon types. Cool. If you want to look fighting, these are the best fighting types. Let's say you don't have a Lucario. Okay, Hitmontop might be a good replacement. Let's see. Okay, let me run some simulations. Let me figure out if this is a good replacement. Okay, there's just so many things that you can check here. You can also do this if you're testing specific Pokemon like Altaria. Okay, again, let's see. Is Altaria good at fighting water type? Water types. Alright, you can search water. The battle ratings are above 500. Seems like Altaria is pretty good at fighting the water types, but you know, I'm going to have to run the simulations to check the nitty-gritty, okay? So this website will give you the knowledge that you need to get better at PvP, but it will not replace actual battle experience, okay? That's very, very important. Now, what are the rest of this stuff for? Training, team builder. I honestly have tried it. It's not for me. If you want to try it, sure, cool beans. It's a nice mini game, but I would honestly just fight against other people. I like to feel out the local meta, because the local meta might be different where you live, right? It might say this in the simulations. This is like the top 50 Pokemon, but in your local meta, somebody has, let's say, a Mudshot Poliwrath, and it so happens that he's wrecking everybody with it. If you want to simulate just a battle, you don't want to go through the whole ratings, you can just hit battle here, alright? it gives you this blank slate, and you can just test and test and test and end up having the sun rise up as you're testing all these things. This just so much things that you can learn from this, and yeah, it's great. But again, it will not replace actual battle experience. That is very, very important as well. But the knowledge, it's gonna come from here. Plus my channel, so you better subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned the basics of how to use PvPoke. This is actually how I like to use PvPoke. So I use rankings plus battle most, right? But you know, if you want to use the other stuff, feel free to use that. Plus explore, because there's a lot to learn here, okay? Now, if you want to support PvPoke, and this is not sponsored at all, this is just a fantastic website, and you get all of this for free. So if you want to support, right, these beautiful people, or I'm not sure how many people actually work on the website, right? So yeah, if you want to help keep this thing up, maybe hit that contribute, right? Maybe, I don't know, throw $1, throw $5, like what's that, right? The value that you get from this website is just, it's insane. Comment down below who your favorite Pokemon is, what the best moveset is for Open Great League, and tell me what the win percentage is, okay? So you get some practice, alright? Subscribe if you haven't yet, ding that notification bell, and I'll see you! I kept it. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys! Welcome everyone to another video. Vange, you're trash.